And as employment becomes scarce in the country, one of the jobs that favors those who did not get enough education is domestic work, which a large percentage is doing. However, these domestic workers too face a number of challenges. And as Stella Swani reports, the challenges may be overcome.
Meet Naomi Ashoya, a domestic worker who has been in this job for the past 5 years.
Napenda kwa sababu sioni kazi yeyote, si kusoma. So sina elimu ya kutosha yenye itafanya nipate kazi mzuri.
Naomi, who has worked outside the country, laments that the kind of treatment domestic workers endure outside the country is not conducive for anyone.
Nile Saudi Arabia, hauna freedom ya kutembea, but Kenya uko na freedom, uko na off. Hizo inchi za nje hawajui off ni nini, hawajui mtu anafaa pumzike. Lakini saa Kenya utapumzika, utapewa off, at least unaweza tembea ukuwe na ile freedom yako.
She takes us through her journey of working in various households and the challenges she has faced. However, her patience and persistence in various households has kept her going.
Unapata boss mzuri unamfanyia kazi, lakini chakula hawezi kukupatia. Ako mean. Anajipenda, maybe hao anakula watakula vizuri, lakini wewe unawekewa kiwango ya kukula. Unaambiwa hii na hii huwezi kula.
The Kenya Union of Domestic Hotel, Educational Institutions, Hospitals and Allied Workers Kudeya Assistant Secretary General Janet Mwamburi, who represents the interest of domestic workers, did not hesitate to explain to us that the harsh conditions which the domestic workers face from their employers force them to leave.
Sometimes you find that when the employer is maybe is tired with this domestic worker, now she ends up forging or implanting a situation like that onto the domestic worker so that she can get rid of her or she can get rid of him. So what we normally do, we normally try to find evidence on the same before we come into terms of that situation.
According to Mwamburi, the domestic workers experience many deficiencies in decent work, especially pay below minimum wage, long working hours, torture, discrimination, and lack of job security. She quotes the range which a domestic worker should earn.
They are supposed to receive 12,927, but we realize that most of domestic workers, they are being underpaid. Most of them, they are being paid around 4,000 to 6,000 Kenya shillings. So when there is a case that has been lodged, what we normally do, we normally look at the minimum wages. This person being paid according to the general minimum wage guideline. If he's not been paid like the way it's supposed to be stipulated in the guideline, then the employer need to be asked to pay for the past years that this person has worked with.
And also her off days and leave days as well need to be put into consideration.
Most of these challenges, one is lack of leave. They are being denied leave, they are being denied off day, because according to the Employment Act from the labor laws, any employee is supposed to be given leave whenever she completes 12 months. So these domestic workers, they are normally denied annual leave, they are normally denied an off day, they are also denied the 8 hours. You'll realize that most of them are overworked.
Nikitaka off kwa ajili ya familia Saturday, but boss wangu hangeweza kunipatia. Yeye alikuwa anataka Saturday peke yake. So mimi nilikuwa naona ni hafa day, hakuna kitu naweza kuja nifanye kwa nyumba. So hiyo ndio ilikuwa shida yangu, but nilimfanyia.
Find Real Meal Limited Chief Operating Officer Diana Machuki, who performs background checks on domestic workers, tells us why it is very important to do background checks on your domestic workers.
We encourage the employers to do background checks on the domestic workers before employing them, because we have a database of rogue employers who have committed crimes in other homes or have abused children in other homes and still get away with it and get another job. So the cycle continues. However, it's not all bad. We also have a reference database where you can register your domestic worker at the end of the contract, saying that the domestic worker was good, she was professional, and you let her go because of circumstances. Nothing wrong happened.
Diana brings us up to date on the cases they have received and why the employers would fail to report their nannies to the relevant authorities.
Most employers do not report their domestic workers after the crime is committed because of fear that the domestic workers will hit back. Because the system is frustrating, you could report to a police station and nothing would be done, or it would be a tiresome process. And sometimes it's ignorance from the employers.
Diana takes us through a process on how to register a criminal domestic worker.
To register a criminal domestic worker, we require the employer to give us the domestic worker's full names, the national identity card number, the offense committed, the police station that the offense was reported, and the OB number.
A sister and sometimes a mother that will continue to take good care of your kids and your house at large. And with this, she requires a good environment to work at. Stella Aswani, Ebru TV.
Our very own Stella Aswani with an amazing and informative feature. Thank you very much for that, Stella.